call to upskill public servants. Madang school sees cuts in TFF funds. And military band showcase new uniforms.
This is National EMTV News with Helen Seah.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for Wednesday's news. Selected staff from the Department of Justice and Attorney General around the country will undergo leadership training on ethics and values. This training is in partnership with the Pacific Institute of Leadership and Governance, or PLAG. It is aimed at upgrading the leadership and competency level of employees.
In 2018, an independent study was carried out within the Department of Justice and Attorney General, which identified two problems. According to Secretary for the Department of Justice and Attorney General Dr. Eric Kwa, the department needs good and competent leadership.
One is on leadership. The independent company identified that as one of a major deficiency in the department, that leadership was lacking at all the levels, from the top all the way down to the small managers within the department. The number two issue that they identified was in terms of competencies. We had major issues with competencies. People had the degrees, people had the diplomas, people had the certificates, but the competencies to perform their roles was a really big gap within our department.
During the signing of the MOU, Dr. Kwa said the department has officers with grade 8, 10 and 12 certificates. He says as a key government department, it needs people with higher qualifications.
Know what the system is like, know what the system is, so that in that way, in the long term, we're also going to fight corruption. We're also going to fight inefficiencies. We're going to fight all those negativities that come with the public service. And so PLAG has positioned itself in such a way that it can now deliver that. And I'm really happy that we can be able to deliver it right here in our own country by our own specialized institution. And we should support PLAG at all angles.
PLAG CEO Michael Barobe was pleased with the partnership and stated that PLAG has the capacity to deliver the requirements.
We are happy to work with you. We develop and deliver the training program here. We have got my capacity here to develop any training program based on the need of any department. And we are also working with some private consultants to have some qualifications, especially like in the conflict resolution.
A check of more than 100,000 was also presented to PLAG to support the agreement. Podivai, National EMTV News.
A landowner group in Hela continues a long court battle with the state over outstanding benefits of the PNG LNG project. PDL1 wellhead leader Taylor Ola says for years their people have been pushed around as spectators by state agencies. A recent court matter against the Department of Petroleum and Energy has been adjourned next month. They claim the state has breached most agreements in the PNG LNG project.
Nama 7, 8, 9 years I'm going to finish. Mino Sintan good, Mino Kagai, Mino Kisim benefit. Nam benefit em bla put them agreement em government in Oluksaba. Na now me come na senab kwade. Lot Ted, Kwadwandam Ted. Ted na petrol manager. Me Simon mem David Manau. Nam middle quality staff. M1. 2 all get the all in magim legacy sugumuti. All get the kadim one loyalty na one percentage. Usad money am kadim blino clear.
The secretary is in America. So court has now adjourned the application to the 7th of October 2021. And in addition to the adjournment order, court also gave further orders asking the secretary and the state to establish the steps that they will take to established a committee to look at all these issues. So that is basically the status of the matter that we are pursuing in court.
A level 7 primary school outside of Madang town is struggling to operate with limited funds from the tuition-free fee subsidy. Head teacher of Ambarina Primary School, Lomo Dao, says the school subsidy was enough for curriculum materials. The school received its first and second quarter payments, but funds are not enough to keep the school operating.
Ambarina is the second biggest primary school in Madang, and it is a Lutheran agency school that has an enrollment of 867 students with 28 teaching staff and 4 support staff. For this year, the school had received its first quarter payment of 17,000 kina and second quarter payment of 7,000 kina. Head teacher Lomo Dao says the school had not received its fourth quarter payment for 2020, but suggested that part of the 17,000 kina payment was accumulated from last year.
Last year's, the last component or the last quarter was not given to us. So the first quarter they gave us, actually that could be for last year's. So we were given only 2 times this year. The second is we received it just last week. That is 7,000 plus, which is less. With a level 7 school, we cannot receive that amount. It's less for the expense of the school.
For a level 7 school operating out of the town vicinity, first and second quarter payments are not enough to run the school's operation for the whole school year. Dao says in reality, a level 7 school would need close to 200,000 kina to carry the school through to the end of the academic year. And that would include infrastructural developments, curriculum materials for student learning, machines for support staff, and other school needs.
We are not having any infrastructure. Nothing has been done. We only use that amount for students' curriculum materials. And right now we have schools. My school is facing a lot of problems because I need the machines to photocopy papers. Machine costs a lot of money. And the school, for the last quarter, we receive only 7,000 plus, which is less.
She says parents are also reluctant to pay support fees to assist keep the school until the end of Term 4. The school is also facing issues with salaries of support staff.
Due to the announcement that was given by the Education Minister, parents not to pay the fees. So that is the problem that we are facing. Only few parents are supporting with the fees right now, which we are using that money to run the school.
Martha Louise, National EMTV News, Madang.
Controller of the PNG COVID-19 National Pandemic Response, David Manning, has issued a directive banning gatherings of more than 20 persons effective for a month ending October 30. Manning has directed that events inclusive of social and religious activities will not be approved. Further, all prior approvals granted for events that will occur between 30th September to 2021 to 30th October 2021 are now revoked. Those that have been granted prior approvals must liaise with the Nupla Passin team at the National Control Centre. Manning also directed that wearing of masks is mandatory and effective immediately in public places as of September 30th, 2021. Telecom Limited recently launched the Pacific VSAT product in Mount Hagen. This satellite service is an ideal communication solution for communities, business, hospitals, schools and even homes where fixed network presence is unavailable. Telecom Limited is offering both voice and internet services. Tambul Nabilia DDA is the first district in PNG to partner with Telecom Limited to purchase 10 VSAT for secondary schools in the district.
Del problema de reação. almost teaching internet and research, homework, because before we are reading book, dictionary, whatsoever. But now technology will grow so. Please talk in my acting show, Mr. Tibu. We must concentrate on.
You're watching National EMTV News. We'll have more stories after these messages. Stay with us. Welcome back. The military band of the Papua New Guinea Defence Force has showcased their new performance uniforms gifted through the Japan PNG Association, a continued act of commitment that now gives the military band an identity that sets them apart from other units in PNG.
This is a story of a relationship that was built on musical notes. This friendship began in 2015 and has developed into one that now connects the PNGDF military band and the central band of the Japanese Self-Defense Force. Today they were presented new sets of uniforms that resemble the PNG national flag colors.
We would like the Papua New Guineans to watch them play whenever they get a chance to witness and see how far they can achieve. So everything with the practice and everything, and of course have a pride that we have our own military band now.
Established in 2017, Lance Corporal Helen Paul is one of the 7 female band members who took up the challenge to serve PNGDF as a musician.
How to read music, how to play music, especially percussion, woodwind, brush instruments, and mipla implanti something straight.
Through the Japan PNG Association, the PNGDF military band has been supported with musical instruments, expert training, and now the performance uniforms.
I believe this assistance to PNG Defense Force is a way model support to PNG. It is done by all Japan teams working together to support PNG Defense Force. So this is way to go.
The PNGDF military band is a more engaging unit within the army, while members of the PNGDF military band follow a routine that is quite different from normal military taskings. Commitment and practice remains 2 important qualities.
Time and effort for us to increase the standards we are at the moment. To be really a professional musician, it will take some time and effort, and then we need good professionals to teach us, like the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force Central Band members. They have been here for a couple of times, successive courses that has been blessing to the band and the PNG Defense Force military band and the PNG Defense Force. And I'm pretty sure the band is still improving and it's still moving forward.
The presentation of the new sets of uniform today marks the continued support provided by the Japanese government towards the PNGDF, a support that gives a new look to the musical arm of the Papua New Guinea Defense Force.
It is a memorable occasion because this is the first PNGDF military brass band, and it started with the undivided and tireless full support of the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force Central Band, Japan PNG Association, JICA, and those others behind the scene, supporting this program and supporting this project. Thank you, Japan Self-Defense Force, Japan Ministry of Defense, JICA, Japan PNG Association, the people of Japan, for your kindness and generosity. Arigato.
Thaklagunga, National EMTV News.
Music group Wame Blood have released a new single that's dedicated to the late Bradley Ralewa, better known as B-Red. Frontman Johnny Yawari says the single, titled Tingin Back Mount Lemina, is a song written about their journey to the making of 2017 award-winning hit single Mount Lemina.
A new hit, a mere reflection. 4 years since the release of Mount Lemina, Wame Blood have now released Tingin Back Mount Lemina.
Tingin Back Mount Lemina is basically a song about, it's like number 2 Mount Lemina, about our journey, how we play come up in Mount Lemina, how we play walk about Lo Mendi. We did a song with my late brother, how we play making a video.
The song was produced by the late Bradley Ralewa, B-Red, before his ultimate passing, delaying its release. Wame Blood dedicates the song to his memory.
I think that was the last song produced by our late brother under the Block Music production, and that was the final that we did it together. And we got other plans to do other songs, but I think unfortunately brother Bluimi amigo, but this is the last song that we did. Brother Lucy, you miss me play Laren past time, with respect him, so me play Laren Migona. We felt that this is the right time, so me play Barosim's last song. And then the song is basically dedicated to our brother.
While Tingin Back Mount Lemina finds its way onto the airwaves and the music charts in the country, the success of the first song can't be overlooked. Following a successful re-rendition by the combined US, Japan and Philippines military bands. The Wame Blood frontman says times have been challenging during the COVID-19 pandemic, but it won't stop him from doing his music under his new record label. Despite limited travel between countries, the band continues to collaborate with musicians beyond the borders. The band says it has at least 6 more tracks in the pipeline. Bradley Valenaki, National EMTV News.
2 brand new motorcycles have been bought for the Oil Palm Industries Corporation branch in KVN, New Ireland Province. The motorcycles have been given to 2 extension officers.
This is Jackson Lally and Ambrose Sapla showing off their new motorcycles that were recently bought. Both are Oil Palm Field Extension officers based in KVN, New Ireland Province. The last motorcycle they had was bought 11 years ago.
Sabla time, Liglig Mountain or something, because has sprocket problem, now something inside long, bike walk him na minasawa good. Sabla time, by go bakarab liglig, when we lari mista, me walk about, give me a time long move, go long time long pine him out, long crop long get up, time sort him out him, all problem, good long cut it to go long mill.
Extension walk, we me play car him out, all play bike, he won't give problem. It was just a bike. We all play. In 9 years, something finished now. We need him parts close to now. Just the bike. Burukol keto na Mr. Napis talong office.
With through the national government, we have 2 new motorbikes that arrived, and I gave to my 2 officers. They're using it now. AG Yamaha 200. It's on the road now, so I'm very happy. My officers are happy also.
The land is there, the labor is there, but things that we cannot be able to afford is fertilizers, tools, and the labor motivation of our office staff to stay with the farmers, to push the farmers to stay in the blocks is another thing. So that you can see, that's why I'm buying motorbikes to motivate staff.
The motorbikes are needed to easily access oil palm blocks.
Now we are master office give me long send bike. Na mi pain naman sa okay the work inside long project na come up good na because ng sila bike na mi pain naman sa crop recovery blum play inside long industry lo ya mi play achieve big number of crop. I need long budget. Na mi play pain about same say. Because also back the soul, ya allow me to go inside, no lab in land, or lab no good. Na am now. I good like I look where obviously I live all of Salon.
About now long passing belong. Carry out all field extension duty belong me easy. You walk easy more. Now quick.
Field extension officers are the most important people in any agriculture-based business. They are the link between the government and smallholder farmers. Their constant interaction and helpful tips and advices with farmers motivate farmers to produce more.
Just play bagi kamat, walk belum yang misi. Nah, mi look mo sem. Look belum productivity belum kaman tap, no follow up, belum field balance supporting, arrangement belong, teaching. So ini all check on display. Ini all paano mo sa problem, ini all come up good.
Apart from these motorcycles, the General Secretary of OPIC said he plans to also purchase a truck to help pick up fresh fruit bunch from smallholders.
I also intend to buy a small backhoe and a small 3-ton truck. As we have seen when we went up to the mill up there, our smallholders were waiting to talk to the milling company for truck to go and pick the crop. Our crop production has increased because of the interventions that I've been doing.
Kavieng is not the only project area given a motorcycle. Other project areas also had 2 each, while Hoskins got 4 bikes, as it is the biggest project area with 33,000 hectares of smallholder blocks. Shamin Poreambep, National EMTV News.
A committee reviewing the Superannuation Act 2000 and the Life Insurance Act 2000 say that Papua New Guineans do not prioritize a savings culture. The committee noted that people lack knowledge on the importance of saving. As a result, the committee is raising awareness on this important issue.
On the agenda for the committee, responsibility of who should do that, who should take up that responsibility of educating our people, educating the moms and dads about how they should use their money to sustain their livelihood beyond retirement. Somewhere that responsibility has to fall somewhere. Should it be with the central bank as the regulator, or should it be with the super funds? That's an area that we'll be looking at. And depending on the submissions and that will be coming through from the stakeholders, that issue will have to be decided. And I think it is good that as much as we make contributions compulsory, we also have to impose the duty of educating our contributors.
And now looking at the NAS Fund market report, the Kina closed unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank markets. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina will buy $0.2775 US, $0.3793 Australian dollars, $0.2294 euro, and 30.34 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee, cocoa, and copra closed higher. Crude oil is trading lower, palm oil and copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading lower. Chukai Sports is next, all the details after the break.
Chukai Sports.
Welcome to Chukai Sports. The Rugby League calendar for Papua New Guinea is coming to a close, with the Confederate Championships for the affiliate leagues expected to happen next month. The national team, the PNG Kumals and the Orchids are looking towards planning for next year's World Cup.
It has been a tough year for Rugby League, both at the local league level and the international level, especially due to the COVID-19 pandemic affecting the local leagues and the World Cup. With the year 2021 coming to a close, the Rugby League calendar is also winding down, with the business end of the season for most competitions. The Confederate Championships, the final tournaments on the calendar.
And also we have the affiliates, the local leagues next month. After that, I think Chairman and CEO will have some announcements to make regarding just resident matches.
The affiliated league Confederate Championships are expected to happen next month.
That should finish the year off in late October. So, but yeah, now we got the Hunters boys back in, so they start the preseason probably in November as well. So,
with the Rugby League World Cup postponed to next year, the two national teams will be shifting their focus to preparing for the world event.
We are now looking at preparing for next year. So we have a couple of World Cup meetings next week and towards the back end of this week as well. So get some updates from Rugby League World Cup people and go from there.
Fidelis Sukina, Trukai Sports.
The Lae City Authority on Monday handed over 100,000 kina to the Lae Biscuit Company, sponsors of the Lae City franchise in football and the Lae Snakes Tigers in the Digital Cup competition.
The Lae Snakes Tigers and the Lae City Football Club, two sporting franchises from the city of Lae in Morobe Province, continue to fly the flag high for its city residents and the whole of Morobe Province. Both clubs are sponsored by the Lae Biscuit Company and are formidable teams in their respective competitions. The Lae City Authority on Monday gave to their sponsor, the Lae Biscuit Company, 100,000 kina to be split equally for both franchises. The support from the City Authority has been ongoing for the past few years.
What little money we have, I think sports is promoting sports, and the image of Lae is very, very important for me. And these two teams carry the face of Lae when they run onto the field every time. So it's for me, it's I think it's a priority. For the other MPs, I cannot speak on their behalf and them ting blolet. It's what they decide to do is their own opinion.
The team management of the two franchises are always grateful for the support given to them.
Everybody knows both franchises and how much we've put into it in order for it to get to where we are today. Of course, it didn't happen overnight, but with the support that we get today, like especially from Honourable Member, it goes a long way.
Both teams have been consistent in their respective competitions, with the Lae Snakes Tigers winning the Digital Cup this year and the Lae City FC are current champions of the National Soccer League competition.
The boys themselves are putting in the work, right? It's not just us. We're here to act as a support and to provide them with the tools to become successful. And we're very pleased to see that the team, both franchises, realize that and they're making the most out of it. And I'm sure that clearly is conveyed in the success we've had this season, particularly, especially with COVID-19 and everything.
The involvement in sports by youths in the city of Lae is a priority for the City Authority.
And the more youth who have the time taken up by sports activities and stuff, lazy mind creates problems. When they're happy, when they're doing things, they don't create issues. Very happy to support all the sports and stuff. So it complements our law and order issues in Lae.
Fidelis Sukina, Trukai Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The weather details coming up next.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
A look at the weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow in the southern region. Partly cloudy with a chance of brief showers tonight in Port Moresby, and cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms in Popondetta. In the Mawase region, partly cloudy with chances of a few showers tonight in Lae. Mostly fine though, partly cloudy in Wewak and Svanimore. In the New Guinea Islands region, partly cloudy with chances of a shower or two in Lorengau and Buka. And in the Highlands region, cloudy with some showers tonight, then morning fog in Mount Hagen and Wabeg.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that's been the news, sport and weather for today, Wednesday, 29th of September 2021. Until next time, pleasant viewing, be safe and good night.